Are you feeling tired? Tired of hearing about a new superfood every month? Expensive, exotic, and often disappointing. When results come slowly or your budget simply runs out? If you've ever tried every diet trend out there, green smoothies, powders, and promises, and still felt low on energy, you're not alone. Today, I want to invite you to pause. Set aside those luxury health items for a moment and take a closer look at something familiar, simple, maybe even forgotten, but quietly powerful. Kippers, or smoked herring. Picture this: a Sunday morning. Gentle sunlight, a steaming cup of coffee, and on the plate, a golden piece of kippers. The flavor is strong, a little old-fashioned, maybe something your grandmother once served. While the world keeps chasing new food trends, a quiet rediscovery is happening. Small, simply prepared fish are making a comeback, and kippers are right at the heart of it. Before we dive into the science, hold one question in your mind. Can something humble, affordable, and traditional actually offer more real health benefits than the superfoods we see in ads? If you're curious, stay with me and tell me in the comments, have you ever tried kippers? What was your first impression? I read everyone. All right, let's set aside the nostalgia and look at what truly makes kippers stand out, their nutritional value. Because the title superfood can't just come from childhood memories, it has to be backed by science. Let's start with omega-3. If you've heard about salmon and its heart and brain benefits, you might be surprised to know that kippers are almost on par. A small 100-gram serving of kippers contains over 2 grams of omega-3. That's as much, or even more, than some types of farmed salmon. And here's the interesting part. The omega-3s in herring, EPA and DHA, are the kinds most easily absorbed by the human body, not like those found in chia or flax seeds, which the body must first convert. These 2 fatty acids help reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and support brain function. Studies show that eating omega-3 rich fish 2 to 3 times per week can lower the risk of heart disease by up to 30%. So yes, at a fraction of the cost, kippers are a budget version of salmon. Equally effective, far more affordable. Next, vitamin D. The sunshine vitamin. During winter, or for anyone who spends most of their time indoors, vitamin D deficiency is common, yet just a small piece of kippers can provide 60 to 70% of your daily vitamin D needs. It helps your body absorb calcium, strengthen bones, and support immunity. That makes kippers especially valuable for older adults, or anyone living where sunlight is scarce. Now, don't forget protein. And selenium kippers contain around 25 grams of protein per 100 grams of fish, about the same as chicken breast, but easier to digest. Ideal if you're trying to maintain muscle, lose weight, or simply keep your energy steady throughout the day. And selenium, that quiet, often overlooked mineral, plays a key role in protecting your cells and balancing hormones. Kippers provide nearly 90% of your daily selenium requirement. It helps fight oxidative stress, boosts the immune system, and supports healthy thyroid function. Let's take a step back. Salmon. Delicious, but expensive. Avocado, full of healthy fats, but low in protein. Chia seeds, great, but their omega-3s are in ALA form, and only 5 to 10% gets converted in the body. Meanwhile, kippers deliver it all: healthy fats, protein, vitamin D, and minerals, all in one simple, affordable, easy-to-store serving. That's why nutrition experts today are quietly calling kippers a forgotten superfood. But to be fair, no food is absolutely perfect. Kippers are smoked, and that process, while giving them their rich, distinctive flavor, also raises the sodium level. So if you're managing blood pressure, it's best to enjoy them in moderation, or give them a quick rinse before cooking. As for flavor, yes, it's a bit strong, especially for those new to it. But when you pair kippers in a salad, or layer them into mashed potatoes or a sandwich, that smoky note becomes balanced, even addictive in its warmth. And then there's sustainability. An important question these days. Most kippers today are made from North Atlantic. Herring, one of the most responsibly managed fish stocks in the world. Choosing products labeled sustainable means you can enjoy your meal, while knowing you're supporting the health of our oceans too. In short, when you look at the nutritional chart, kippers fully deserve their place on the superfood list. The only problem? They've never been marketed the right way, and maybe that's a good thing. Because instead of being turned into another overpriced fad, kippers have remained honest, simple, and approachable. So here's the question. If kippers are really this good, how do we bring them back into our modern kitchens? Not as a nostalgic grandma's breakfast, but as a natural part of everyday eating. Let's find out together as kippers step out of the old frying pan and into a world of creative, inspiring, modern cuisine. Nutritious kippers are one thing, but the real question is, can they make the modern palate come alive? We're living in an era of creative cuisine, where any dish can be reborn if prepared the right way, and kippers, with all their quiet nutritional power, are waiting for that chance. If you still think kippers belong only next to toast and boiled eggs in some old-fashioned English breakfast, forget that. Today's kippers have stepped out of the traditional frying pan and into a new world of flavor. Soft, fragrant kippers with a gentle, smoky note, blending with lemon, herbs, maybe even a touch of chili, a flavor both familiar and new. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, just harmony between tradition and modernity. The first recipe I want you to try, kipper pâté. Mash some kippers. Mix them with Greek yogurt, lemon, and dill. You'll get a light, creamy dip, full of that signature smoky taste. Serve it with toasted bread or sliced vegetables. Perfect for a quick after-work snack. The second recipe, kipper salad. Simple, refreshing. Mix kippers with boiled potatoes, hard-boiled eggs, red onion, and a drizzle of olive oil. It's a balance of natural saltiness and gentle richness, a perfect lunch for anyone who wants health without spending hours in the kitchen. Many modern chefs are bringing kippers back. In a recent chat, Chef Lou said something that stayed with me. I love kippers because they have character. When you grill them or mix them with fresh ingredients, that smoky note becomes a highlight, not a heaviness. It feels like sitting by an old fire, but in a modern dish. Even food creators online are now sharing quick, inspiring kipper recipes. Kipper toast with avocado, smoked herring pasta, even kipper pizza. Each proves one thing. Once you open up to this flavor, it becomes a flexible, creative ingredient for any meal. And beyond nutrition or taste, what makes kippers truly special is their practicality. You can find them in most supermarkets, pre-packaged with a long shelf life, and at about 1/3 the price of salmon. A quick 2-minute sear in the pan, and you're done. Toss them in a salad, layer them in a sandwich, serve them over hot rice. Fast, easy, healthy. But maybe what makes kippers most meaningful isn't that they're cheap or convenient, it's the story they carry. Because when you look closer, kippers represent sustainable, balanced eating, minimally processed, naturally preserved, and fully nourishing. If you're searching for balance in life, this is it. Simple, modest nutrition that truly works. Now imagine, tomorrow morning, instead of rushing for an expensive smoothie, you lay a small piece of kippers on the pan, add a squeeze of lemon, and a few herbs. The aroma fills the room, smoky, golden, simple, but complete. Kippers aren't just a classic dish, they're a reminder that sometimes the secret to modern health lies in the forgotten things, the humble foods we once took for granted. After going through this journey, exploring, tasting, and reflecting, you're probably wondering, so, are kippers really a superfood? It's not a simple answer, and that's exactly what makes it interesting. When you look at the big picture, it's clear. Kippers are small, but mighty. They carry omega-3s comparable to salmon, rich vitamin D, quality protein, and selenium, all nutrients proven to support heart health, brain function, and immunity. If we consider nutrition per dollar, kippers quietly rise to the top. Of course, they're not flawless. The sodium from smoking can be a concern, especially for those watching blood pressure. And yes, that strong smoky flavor might feel a little distant at first, but that's easy to fix. Just rinse them lightly before cooking, or pair with lemon, herbs, or yogurt. The taste softens, becomes bright and comforting. More importantly, herring, the fish behind kippers, is one of the most sustainably harvested species in the world. So when you eat kippers, you're not only caring for your body, you're also supporting the planet. During my research, I came across an insight from Dr. Emily Carter, a food and public health expert at the University of Leeds. She said, "We live in an era where marketing dictates eating trends, but when you strip it all down, kippers absolutely belong beside so-called superfoods. The only difference is, they haven't been promoted loudly enough." That line stayed with me, because sometimes the most ordinary foods hold the most genuine value. In many Northern European families, kippers never disappeared. They're still part of breakfast, still seen as brain food, a quiet, steady presence. And now, as the world rediscovers the idea of smart, sustainable eating, kippers are quietly returning, not as a fad, but as a friend. As for me, after trying them several times, I was genuinely surprised. They taste better than I expected. A light, smoky flavor, balanced richness, and most importantly, after eating I felt full, but not heavy, energized, not sluggish. When I learned they were packed with omega-3 and vitamin D, I began adding them to my weekly meals, not as a rule, just as a quiet, nourishing habit. I'm not saying kippers will replace every other superfood, but if you're looking for balance between science and practicality, between health and budget, then yes, kippers deserve a place on your must-try list. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. On the road to better health, no food is a miracle. What truly matters is understanding and choosing well. Sometimes, your superfood isn't far away. It might already be sitting on a supermarket shelf, in the simple form of a smoked herring fillet. So next time you're shopping, pick up a pack of kippers, cook them however you like, grill them crispy, toss them into a salad, layer them in a sandwich, and see how your body responds. Then come back here and tell me in the comments. Who knows? Maybe your story will inspire someone else to rediscover this humble little fish. Because here's the truth. Our journey with kippers may be ending, but in reality, it's just the beginning of something bigger. Health isn't a destination. It's a process, a daily rhythm of curiosity, learning, and care. If you've listened this far, you've already realized, sometimes the simplest things carry the deepest strength. Kippers aren't just a dish, they're a reminder that healthy living doesn't mean chasing trends or spending more. It means returning to what's genuine, to what works. When you eat a piece of kippers, you're not just feeding your body with omega-3 or vitamin D. You're reconnecting with the true spirit of eating. Eating for health, eating for joy, eating for balance. For many, kippers might seem like a food of the past. But for us, those seeking harmony between modern life and natural wisdom, they are a symbol of return. A return to simplicity. With depth. Health isn't a race for perfection. It's about repeating the right choices, day after day. And if today, you choose just one meal made with care and real food, you've already taken a step forward. So, before you go, share your story. Have you ever tried kippers? Or is there a traditional food you think deserves a second life, just like this one? I read every message, because here at Harmony for Health, it's your stories, your small steps, that make this community thrive. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and turn on notifications, because next time, we'll explore more of these underdog superfoods, humble, overlooked foods with incredible healing power, from sardines, millet, and seaweed, to purple sweet potatoes. Each has a story. Each reminds us that good health doesn't come from complexity, but from wisdom, patience, and care. So join me. Try one new dish each week. Share your experience. And above all, share this message with someone who might need a gentler way to think about health. Because sometimes, one simple story, one simple meal, can spark change. Thank you for listening, for being here, and for walking this small step toward harmony and health. I'm Dr. Evelyn Hart, and this is Harmony for Health. See you in the next episode.